Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 7 math. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 7 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter operations with decimals. And the lessons we're going to cover from the chapter are multi-step inequalities with decimals, evaluate numerical expressions involving decimals, and maps with decimal distances. So let's just start with the lesson. So we are already working on the lesson operations with decimals. So what do you know about the decimals? What are the decimals? So decimals are the numbers that have a whole part number and a fractional part, and they are separated by the decimal point, right? So decimals are one of the type of number one of the type of numbers which has a whole number and a fractional part separated by the decimal point, right? For example, 34.7, right? 34 is the whole part, whole number, 7 is the fractional part, and here is the decimal point, right? So 34.7 is the decimal number, right? Okay, so let's just start with the first lesson. I forgot the lesson name. The lesson name is multi-step inequalities with decimals, right? So let's just start with the lesson multi-step inequalities. So basically, I think we have done with one step, no one step. Okay, so let's, what is multi-step inequalities? Basically inequalities are the one that involves the sign that are less than greater than, right? They are not equations. For example, you have something like this. This is equality, right? Or you can say equation. Inequalities are the one that are not equal. Either you can put that they are the mathematical expressions involving less than, greater than sign, right? Less than, greater than, or less than equal to, or greater than equal to. You can note down the definition of the inequalities. Inequalities are mathematical expressions involving the symbols less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, right? For example, you have 2x minus 5 is less than 9. That is the example of an inequality, right? That is the definition of the inequality. You can please note down the definitions, right? So we are going to learn how do we solve the inequalities. Let's just start with the first example. The first example is 3.37. You have the missing sign, right? Then 6.15 take away 3.35. So you have a missing sign. Either it would be less or greater, right? So you have to solve the inequality and then you have to see if it is less or greater, right? Let's just solve this side. 6.15 minus 3.35, right? Just subtract 6.15 minus 3.35. So 5 take away 5 is 0. You cannot subtract 1 out of 3. You need to borrow 1. Here you have 5. Here you have 11. 11 take away 3 is 2. 11 take away 3 is 8, right? And 5 take away 3 is 2. So that would be 2.80. So you have to compare 3.37 and 2.85, right? 2.80. So which is the correct option? They are less or equal? So yes, 3.37 is greater than 2.80, right? That would be greater. So that's how you have to solve the inequalities, right? Let's just do another example. The other example is you have to do 0.08 plus 27.06 and you have to compare it to 32.96, right? So how do you compare? You have to see which sign makes the statement true. Either it is less, greater or equal, right? So let's just solve this side. Just add them 27.06 and 0.08. 8 plus 6 is 14 and 1 carry, 1 plus 0 is 1. You have 27.14 and you have to compare it to 32.96. So which is the correct option, less or greater? 27.14 is very good, less than 32.6, right? So the correct option is less than 32.6. Okay, the next one is, let's just do another example. The other example is 2 times 3.85 and you have to compare it to 7.70, right? So let's just solve this side. First you have to multiply 3.85 to 2. So let's just multiply. 2 times 5 is 10, 0, 1 carry. 2 times 8 is 16 and 1, 17, 7, 1 carry. 2 times 3 is 6 and 1, 7. So you can see that is 7.70 and 7.70. So which sign makes the statement true? The correct option is they both are exactly equal, right? Okay, we can do the practice questions for these lessons later. Let's just discuss the other lesson. The other lesson is evaluate numerical expressions involving decimals, right? If we have the let's see how do we solve the numerical expressions, right? Okay, let's just solve with the start with the practice questions. Numerical expression means like you don't have any variable involved, all of the numbers are involved, right? And you have to see you have more than one operation in a question. You need to see which one you're going to perform first. For example, you have the first example is 9.7 take away 4 take away 1, right? So how do you solve? For example, you have to follow an operation of order of operation. hold on. If you have more than one operations in an expression, you have to follow the order of operations, right? You can note down the order of operations. The order of operation is you have to do multiplication and division first, and secondly you have to do addition and subtraction, right? So you have to, if you have multiply and divide in the same question, you have to multiply and divide, you go from left to right, right? If on the left you have multiplication first, you have to perform multiplication, right? Okay, then if you don't have addition, multiplication or division, you can start with addition and subtraction, go from left to right, right? So here you have to subtract. So just subtract 4 take away 1 is 9, 4 take away 1 is 3. So you have to do 9 take away 7, 9.7, 4 and 1. 9 minus 4 is 5 and 5 minus 4 is, sorry, 9 minus 4, 5, 5 minus 1, 4.7 it is. So the correct option is 4.7 because you have to perform all the subtractions here, right? So it would be 4.7. Let's just do another example. The other example is 3 plus 6.5 plus 4.8 minus 8. Okay, now you have two of the operations involved, addition and subtraction, right? So you need to go from left to right. So in the left you have addition first. So let's just perform this step first. 6.5 plus 3.5 is 9.5. Now again you have to go from left to right, so go from like this. So you need to do 9.5 plus 4.8. 8 plus 5 is 13, 3, 9, 10, 14. It is 14.3. Now you are left with just subtraction, so just subtract. So 14.3 take away 8 is 6.3. So the correct option is 6.3, right? Okay, let's just see a next example. The other example we have is 0.5 plus 6.3 minus 0.2. So we have to go from left to right. First you have to add. So just add 6.3 plus 0.2, right? So when you add, it would be 6.8. Then you have to subtract 6.8 minus 0.2. That would be 6.6. So the correct option is 6.6. Okay, so let's see which is the next lesson. The next lesson is maps with decimal distances, right? So you are given with the maps, you have to follow the maps, and the distances you are given on the maps are maps are decimals. So then how do you solve the maps, right? Let's just start with an example. Okay, the lesson is maps with decimal distances. Okay, so for example, you are given with a map that is like this. Here you have Summerfield, you have Springtown here, you have Kingwood here, then you have Lakewood. Okay, that is 9.4 miles, that is 12.1 miles. Here the distance is 5.9 miles, right? So you how far is it is from Summerfield to Kingwood, right? You have to see from Summerfield to Kingwood how much distance it is, right? So when you go from you start from Summerfield, you have to go to Springtown first, and then you have to go Kingtown. So the distances is 9.4 and 12.1. You have to add these distances, right? It would be 4 and 1, 5 and 21.5 it is. So that means the distance between the Springfield and the Kingwood is 21.5, right? The correct option is 21.5. So let's just start with the practice questions. Okay, so let's just start with the practice questions. So here we are on the lesson operations with decimals. We've started with the lesson multi-step inequalities with decimals. So let's just start with this lesson and do the practice questions. Okay, here I am on the test questions. Let's just do the test questions. Okay, the first one is which sign makes the statement 3 to 3.84 and 8.79 minus 4.95? Okay, the first one is 3.84. 3.84, the missing sign, and you have to subtract 8.79 minus 4.8.79 minus 4.95. So which sign makes the statement true, right? You have to solve this side first. Let's just subtract them. 8.79 minus 8.79, take away 4.95. Let's just subtract. 7 minus 9 is 9 minus 5 is 4. You cannot subtract 7 out of 9, so you need to borrow 1. That would be 17. 17 minus 9 is 8. Here you have 7. 7 minus 4 is 3. So that would be 3.84. So you have to compare 3.84 and 3.84. So which sign makes the statement true? They both are exactly equal, right? 3.84 and 3.4 are equal. So the correct option is they are equal, right? Okay, the next one is which sign makes the statement true? 3.37 and 6.15 minus 3.35. Let's just solve. 3.37, 6.15 minus 3.35. So let's just subtract, right? Just solve this side. 6.15 minus 3.35. So 5 take away 5 is 0. You cannot subtract 1 out of 3. So you need to borrow 1. That makes 11 here. You are left with 5 here. So 11 minus 3 is 8 and 5 minus 3 is 2. That would be 2.80. So you have to compare 3.37 and 2.80. So obviously 3.37 is greater than 2.80, right? So the correct option is greater. Which sign makes the statement true? 1.33 and 1.80 minus 0.68. So which is the correct option? Yes, 1.33 and 1.80 minus 0.68. 1.80 minus 0.68 is 1.12. Let's just subtract. 1.33 is greater than, right? Let's just solve. 1.80, I think, minus 0.68. So let's just subtract 1.80 minus 0.68. You cannot subtract 0 out of 8. You need to borrow 1. 10 minus 8 is 2. 7 minus 6 is 1. 1 minus 0. Yes, that would be 1.12. So obviously 1.33 is greater than 1.12. The correct option is greater, right? Okay, for the next one, you have to answer, right? Which sign makes the statement true? 3 times 3.02, you have to compare it to 9. 3 times 3.02 is 9.06, right? 9.06 is greater than 9. The correct option is greater, right? Very good. That would be greater. Okay. 3 times 3.17 and 9.51. So which is the correct option? Less, greater, or equal? They both are exactly equal. Very good. Yes, they both are exactly equal. Okay, which sign makes the statement true? 0.58 and 0.62 minus 0.24. So which is the correct option? 0.62 minus 0.24. 0.58 is greater than, when you subtract, that is 0.62, you have to subtract 0.24, yeah, right? Let's just do it on board. 0.58, 0.62 minus 0.24. So let's just subtract, right? 0.62 minus 0.24. You have to borrow 1, so it would be 5 and 12. 12 take away 4 is 8 and 5 take away 2 is 3. That would be 0.38. So which is the correct option? Yes, 0.58 is greater than 0.38. The correct option is greater. Okay, which sign makes the statement true? 5.4 divided by 6, and you have to compare it to 1.2. So which is the correct option? When you divide 5.4 by 6, that would be 0.9, right? Because 6 times 9 is 54. So that would be 0.9, and obviously 0.9 is less than 1.2. Okay, the next one is, you have to add 0.08 plus 27.06, and you have to compare it to 32.96. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 0.08 plus 27.06 is less than 32.96, right? The correct option is less than it is. The next one is which sign makes the statement true? 2.0 and you have to compare it to 9.1 minus 6.8. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 9.1 minus 6.8 is greater than 2.0, right? So 2.0 is less than 9.1 minus 6.8, right? Very good. Okay, the next one is 7.7 divided by 7 and you have to compare it to 0.9. So 7.7 divided by 10 means you have to move decimal point one place left, right? When you move decimal, let me just write it down. 7.7 divided by 10 and you have to compare it to 0.9, right? Okay. When you divide by 10, that means you have to move decimal point one place left. So it would be moved from here to here. That would be 0.77. And then you have to compare 0.9. So obviously 0.77 is less than 0.9, right? The correct option is less. Very good. That would be less. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me move on to the next lesson. You can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9, right? The next one is evaluate numerical expressions involving decimals. So let's just start with the lesson. Okay, the first one is evaluate. You have to all of the you have to add all them. So which is the correct option when you add? You have to add that would be 8.9, right? The correct option is 8.9. Okay, the next one is you have to 0.1 plus 3.8 minus 1.6 minus 0.5. So you have addition and subtractions, right? You have to go from left to right. You have to go from left to right, so you have to add first 3.8 plus 0.1 is 3.9. Then you have to subtract, right? 9 minus 6 is 3 and 3 minus 1 is 2, that would be 2.3. And then you have to subtract 2.3 minus 0.5 is 1.8. The correct option is very good, that would be 1.8. Again, you have addition and subtraction, right? So you have to go from left to right. So which is the correct option? Just add and subtract. The correct option is, which is the correct option? That would be 6.3 is the correct option, right? The correct option is 6.3. Evaluate, you have to add them also, which is the correct option. When you add them, it would be, yes, the correct option is 7.8. Okay, evaluate 0.7 plus 1 plus 1.7 plus 3. So, which is the correct option? So, which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is 6.4. Very good. The correct option is 6.4. Right? Okay, you have to add 0.3 plus 4.5 plus 2.1. So, which is the correct option? Very good. That would be 6.9. The correct option is 6.9, right? Okay. Okay, evaluate 4 plus 0.9 plus 0.4. So, which is the correct option? The correct option is, very good. That would be 5.3 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is 2 minus 0.4 plus 7.2. So, which is the correct option? You have to go from left to right, right? So, first you have to subtract them. 2 minus 0.4 is, you have to do 2 minus 0.2 minus 0.4 first. So, when you subtract, it would be 1.6. So, then you have to add 1.6 plus 0.2 is 8.8. The correct option is 8.8, right? Okay, the next one is, you have to add them also, which is the correct option? It would be 6.8. The correct option is 6.8. Okay, the next one is, you have to evaluate, you have to go from left to right, right? So when you go from left to right, you have to do, That would be just 5, right? Because 5 minus 5 is 0. So, and 2.8 plus 2.2 is 5. So, the correct option is 5 it is, right? Okay, the next one is you can complete the lesson by yourself later today, right? Let's just start with the next lesson. The next lesson is maps with decimal distances. So let's just start with the practice questions. How do we evaluate distances if we are given with the decimal distances? So the first one is using the path shown, how far is it from Summerfield to Kingwood? Okay, so here is Summerfield. Here is Summerfield and here is Kingwood. You have to go from Summerfield to Springtown and then Springtown to Kingwood. So you have to add these distances. They are 9.4 and 12.1. So which is the correct option? You have to add, it would be 21.5, right? The correct option is 21.5. The next one is using the path shown, how far is it from Fairview to Silver Grove? So which is the correct option? Fairview to Fairview. Here from Fairview to Silver Grove you have to go through Burlington, right? From here to you have to go from here to here. So you have to add 9 plus 7.7. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 16.7, right? So the correct option is 16.7. Okay, the next one is using the path shown. The distance between Greenville and Springtown is 18.8 kilometer. How far is the Greenville to Bloomington? Okay, here given the distance between Greenville to Springtown, right? The complete distance from here to here you are given with 18.8. You are given one of the distance, you have to find the other one. So you have to subtract the given distance out of the total, right? So that would be very good. That would be 8.3. The correct option is 8.3, right? Okay, the next one is using the path shown. The distance between Livingston to Lakewood is 20 kilometers. Uh, how is far is from Millsburg to Lakewood? So you're given the total distance. The total distance is 20 kilometer, right? You have to subtract 12.9 out of 20. So that would be, yes, that is 7.1 kilometer. Very good. Okay, using the path shown, the distance from Boneville to Norwood is 23 miles. How far is the distance from Boneville to Weston? Okay, so you are given from here to here. Bourneville to Norway, you are given 23 miles, right? You are given one of the distance, you have to find the other one. So you have to subtract it from 1123, right? Yes, that would be 11.4, okay? Okay, you can complete the rest of the questions by yourself later today. So we are working on grade 7 math. The chapter we're working on is operations with decimals, and the lessons we have covered today are multi-step inequalities with decimals, evaluate numerical expressions involving decimals, and maps with decimal distances, right? So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday 5 to 9, or either you can join me in the interactive session that would be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10, right? So if you have any question, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Okay, no questions. Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.